Hey guys, I'm back. Another day, another video. So, what to chat about today? Bit of a quiet one. Electrician came and fixed our electrical problem on our aircon. Although I personally feel it is not cold at all. So, boss just spent all that money for nothing. Personally think. And look at that, the robot screen. So, I'm deciding what to have for dinner while I'm driving aimlessly around. So, and by the looks of things, I have found traffic. Nope, let's go around. All these peoples. Let's go around all these peoples. So yeah, I have a few options. One of which is sushi. Ooh, that's actually a damn good idea. There's a new sushi place that I've been threatening to try out. Pretty close to where I stay, so I'm guessing it's a good time to go and check them out, I reckon. Oh, they got movement in the traffic department, so I think I'll go and give them a try, and maybe after I'm done, if I get sushi, I'll do a bit of a tell you guys about it and where it is and what it is and how it is and who it is. Yeah. Link to my friend's YouTube in the last video. He linked mine a lot better than I've linked his. I still don't know how to link properly because I'm a bloody moron, and yeah, they really don't make it easy, do they? Anyway, says he's going to show me how to do it, and I see him again. But yeah, sorry guys, I'm a bit boring. Really, nothing much interesting has happened lately. Vaping wise, so I'm vaping on Gringo today. Got the bottle here. Gringo. Oh, Wiener Vape. Wiener Vape Company. It's nice, but I do prefer Panama. Yeah, but there's nothing wrong with this. Absolutely nothing wrong with this. Not my be all and end all. I do say that a lot, but there's a couple new vape drippers and stuffs coming out, but nothing really that I've been uber waiting for, or like really has been catching my eye. I really am going in the wrong direction for all this. Maybe I'll just stop by the vape shop because I haven't done that in a while. So yeah, difficult to review stuff, especially juices, and I don't have that many mods that I can really go detailed into them. I mean, with any device, with any drip, with any tank, with anything, there are going to be pros and cons. Either it'll never come in the color that you really want it to, or it's just not going to have the battery life or it's going to be uber heavy. There's always going to be a drawback to any device. I was actually having a chat with the one guy, and he was adamant that he wanted to get a stabilized wood stab wood mod, and admittedly they do look flapping beautiful, but with the stabilized wood, it's still wood, and juice is still juice and it's wet, so you're going to have juice on wood, and it's not going to be great. They look beautiful. They are obviously, the stabwood ones have some of the best electronics, more thought and more hands-on have been made to putting them together. So you got to take that into account, and the price point does sort of take into account the fact that the boards, the electronics, and some of the best electronics, they've really thought it through. They've hand put it together, and the fact of the stabilized wood, they're not casting these things out of an alloy or something. They're actually having these things machined, and then obviously because of the curves and all that, having to hand finish them. So that does go towards the price point, and that does make them rather expensive, to be perfectly honest. But you got to say to yourself, is it worth staining the wood with juice when inevitably you're going to get juice on it? Is it worth the fact that it is wood and it might crack? For me, there's a particular dual battery squonking device that just, for me, was not worth the price point, because the thing looked absolutely machined, and I hate to say not by hand, may have been finished by hand, but it was most of the machining, and it was straightforward machining. I mean, if there was finishing off, it was bare minimum. Damn decent. The paint job looks and feels amazing, and it's probably going to be very hardy, but again, it's just a fucking paint job. Sorry, just a paint job at the end of the day. Was it worth the price point? I'm not going to say what it is, because I really, really wanted one. I did, but to me, really, the device didn't come with a drip or anything, which would have made the price point slightly better. But to me, this may sound weird. To me, it was worth half what they were asking for. Half. To me. I mean, I can look at a stabilized wood mod and I can go, okay, well, you see that piece right there, you look at one particular piece and you say, that is worth a little bit extra. And you look at another piece and you go, well, that was thought out, that was inevitably worth a little bit extra. And the fact that the stabilized wood, someone took their time and then they figured out which end up it's going to be, and not just sticking a piece of metal into a machine and pressing the on button. It was a lot of thinking and a lot of everything went into that, and the fact that it's wood, you actually have to no choice, you have to finish it off by hand. So some mods, yes, the price point, I can justify the price point and go, well, yeah, it's worth the price. Will I buy it? No, because I don't see the point of it. I don't see the point of a Ferrari. I love a Ferrari, I don't see the point of one. But is it worth what it's worth? Hell yes. It's worth what it's worth. What they're asking for, it's worth that, because it's a Ferrari. It's amazingly made, and everything that's gone into it, and thought, and time and effort. But would I buy one? No. It's the same with these mods. So these stabilized wood mods, and are they worth what they're worth? Yes, they are worth what they're worth. Would I buy one? No. Dragging on a bit. These standard tube mechs, single battery tube mechs, and these companies are asking stupid amounts of money. I mean, one of my hardest hitting mechs is actually one of my cheapest mods I've ever bought. I think I paid less than $500 for it, and it's one of the hardest hitting mods I have. How can you justify a thing that costs five times more than what you ask? That you're asking for these things? Yeah, sometimes they do look really nice, and sometimes, yes, there's extra on it that does make it, but other times it's just a bit of laser engraving or a little bit of extra machining. But a little bit of extra machining is not going to add that amount of money to a device, to a mechanical device. And they go, oh well, it's got a silver spring, it's got this, it's got that, it's got the other. It's like, okay, the silver spring, it's add on it's add on about 200 extra bucks. 200 rand extra for that silver spring. Please tell me where the other 1.5 grand extra is. I mean, looks nice. It doesn't look amazing. It looks nice. So that's just, sometimes this is the thing with vaping. It's like sometimes you can look at a device and you go, well, yeah, that definitely. I can see that. I want one, and I don't mind spending the X amount on it because it's worth it. And other times you go, why the fudge do you want 3 grand for something that is really not worth 1 grand? Or it's worth maximum 2 grand. How can you justify that extra 1,000? You can't. Because some of the most underrated and frankly now sought after things were the cheapies. I mean, I've got a 25mm Wotofo Troll dripper, and the amount of people that want it off me, want to pay me big amounts of money for it, because it was just well designed and it chucks clouds. One of the cheapest drippers I ever bought. Not the cheapest, but it was pretty damn cheap. And completely underrated for when it was brought out. But I've seen guys with these 2,000 odd rand drippers and 2,000 odd rand tanks. And I look at it and I go, my 500 rand tank does the same thing, and it's easier to wick. You look at the things coming out now, and they all hover around about $500, and you go, well, unless you're making a statement, and unless you're willing to spend the extra money because it is beautiful, it's really good looking to you, it's unjustifiable. Well, I am rambling. I'm taking the long way around. So, yeah, it's something for these manufacturers to think about. Yes, you can have expensive devices, but trust me, make it worth our while, because either do something that nobody has done before, do something that really looks amazing. I mean, really looks amazing. Do something that makes it worth the price you are asking for, or drop your damn price, because you drop your damn price, more people are going to buy your products. I would buy I'd buy a couple of those things if they were priced relatively decently, not decently, relatively decently. But we can't all have everything. And that was my little rant about. So I'm still driving. I'll be pulling over shortly. So yeah, that was my little rant about things that are unfortunately extremely overpriced. No, that's a driveway. And this is a nice place to park. Let's have a look at this new sushi place. So, until tomorrow, keep it cloudy.